What's up guys, today we're here with the weird one. So if you don't know, Khaby is a famous TikToker. He's also on other things like YouTube, Instagram, but you may know him mainly for the Khaby mechanism. No, I'm just kidding. But you probably know him because he's the biggest TikToker. He pulls the most likes, the most views, everything. I'm not sure how recent it is now that he still pulls the most, but he's still fairly large. But apparently this company, Rich Sparkle Holdings Limited, or ANPA, which is a financial company based in Hong Kong, has acquired 49% of the acquisition of his Step Distinctive Limited company, which is the company associated by Khaby. So he still owns the 51%. But apparently they're going to be turning Khaby, the creator, into an AI-powered digital twin for global commerce. And if you guys don't know, global commerce is actually massive, especially in China. You might be thinking, how could he make almost $1 billion from selling basically his commerce rights through his company? So if you guys don't know Cop, he's big on YouTube with his AI robot or whatever he does. And according to his estimations so far, he's only generated 20 million through his entire career. And with half of his company being sold for $1 billion, this does put his company valuation at $2 billion. But they do believe that they're going to be making 400 million in yearly revenue based on their branded partnerships and global e-commerce. And you guys might be thinking, how are they going to make $400 million annually on Khaby, especially now that if we look at his channel, at least his long form, they've never done good. His YouTube shorts are pretty good, but his TikTok does still carry a ton of views. But you still are maybe pondering, how could he make 400 million based off these views? Because 400 million is a big number. If we see here, this is the China live commerce market size and outlook. And we see that according to their projections, there's a compound annual growth rate of 37%. So in 2024, we see here that market size is around 40,000, which would be equal to around $4 billion that China has generated just through live commerce, which is an insane number. So if you ever see on like TikTok or even the Chinese version Douyin, they're constantly promoting their embedded links within the live streams or on their videos and constantly showing products. I'm sure you guys remember the Magic John screen protector.
This kind of glass is
But this guy was massive at some point, and he still is pretty popular, and there are other people like him, which I just forget who they were. And these guys pump out a crazy amount of videos, and this is just on TikTok. It's not even their biggest platform, Douyin. So it kind of does make sense that they did make $4 billion just off of the 2024 year. And if we see here in 2033, that's about what, 680K? And this would actually convert to $680 billion just off the China live commerce market. So when you consider that these big numbers compared to only $400 million per year from Khaby, it actually does make sense. This guy is questioning how they're going to be able to make 20 times his lifetime earnings in 1 year. But if they do use this brutal, I guess, advertising method that they do on Douyin, I could actually see this happening. And we see that the largest YouTubers in the world don't even touch $100 million in branded partnerships. But I guess the market is just that much bigger in China. And it's actually $4 billion per year. It wasn't 400 million. That tweet had it wrong. It's an even larger number. Which at that point, it seems a little crazy because they only made $4 billion in 2024 and they say they're going to make $4 billion a year using Khaby. But I mean, looking at the projections, it's possible because in 2026, this is like what, around 80K based on the China live commerce market. So I don't know if he's actually going to be able to make half of that. But again, it's not just the China live commerce we're looking at for Khaby, it's also globally. But again, a big portion of it would be the Chinese market. So as part of the deal, Lame authorized the use of his Face ID, Voice ID, and behavioral models for AI digital twin development. So I'm sure this is going to pave the way for a lot more AI that we're going to see in the future, and a lot more AI models of famous people or celebrities, I suppose, that are going to help with sponsors and advertising instead of actually requiring the actual body of the celebrity for the advertisement. And here it says cross time zone live stream. So I guess they're going to be using him as an AI model in live streams, which is a little weird. And it seems like they mentioned Whatnot here, which is another one of those live streaming apps where they sponsor auctions and stuff for e-commerce. And we see that they paid off the $1 billion within 75 million of shares of the Rich Sparkles holding company, which is a little odd because before they were just a behind the scenes company that helped prepare financial documents and stock market PDFs for other companies. So it is a little weird. But this basically means that Khaby is trusting that the stock company doesn't crash. And it does make more sense that we know that it wasn't a flat 1 billion. I mean, obviously. But the fact that he's putting in his trust into this, I guess you could say, random company is a little surprising. Cop says that he thinks that something fishy is going on. And, I don't know. I guess we'll just see. But what do you guys think? As always, remember to like, subscribe, comment something down below. Make sure to email.